Hi, I'm Hayden. I'm from Vietnam and I'm in UIC International Studies. I'm a 21.5.
Hi, my name is Joo-hee. I'm majoring in comparative literature and culture. I'm in my third year at Yonsei. I have been to other countries, both including traveling and also living abroad, and it is definitely very different from Korea. I think the more you stay there, the more you feel how different it is, but yeah, I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, I've been here for about 2.5 years-ish. I would say that I have changed a bit. Well, mostly about, I guess, my appearance. So when I was in Vietnam, even when I go to a supermarket, like I'm very confident to wear my pajama outside. But like here, I think you, especially if you're going somewhere that is not just like a convenience store nearby, you should dress up a bit.
So this is the first YouTube video and
It's 10 minutes.
Hi guys, my name is Anna, and in this video I'm going to be talking about things to not do in Korea as a foreigner. So number one, full-on extreme public displays of affection. So things like making out or like groping each other's private parts in public, that is not okay. Like hugs and putting your arms around each other and like a quick peck here and there, that's completely fine. But if I would go to Paris or even in London, I see people just full-on almost going at it in public. That is not okay in Korea, so avoid really extreme public displays of affection in a public space.
How do you think about that?
I mean, I can totally see what she's saying. Like, I think in Korea it's definitely conservative to making out in public or showing affection. More extreme cases, some people might show some like hostile or negative responses to that. But I think by this point, after living for a long time in Korea, I got used to how people are more conservative towards showing affection in public.
I think in Vietnam, it's might even like a bit more conservative. So I would say that I don't see a lot of people who hold hand in public. There are, but like I think comparatively in Korea, there are even more people that are comfortable, holding hands, sometimes even hugging each other a bit on the street.
I mean, like holding hands, hugging, I think that's pretty okay, but like kissing and beyond, people will be like, oh, I feel uncomfortable, yeah.
Obviously, in most Asian countries, you don't wear shoes in the house. I think a lot of people already know this. But also, when I went to like New York subway, I would see people put their feet up on the chair in front of them on trains. And in Korea, it's really not okay to do that. That includes train seats or park bench seats. Just put your feet on the ground, nowhere else, basically. That's the general rule.
I think like not wearing shoes in houses or like indoors is definitely a thing in Korea, and I guess as she said, like it's something that you do in Asia. But like just speaking about Korea, yeah, I definitely got used to taking off my shoes indoors. Like if you're working and you're at an office, like right now in this setting, it's not like you would take your shoes every time you go into the building, but it's mostly about households and places that are more like intimate, because people prefer to have their house floors clean. So yeah, in my house, we also take our shoes off. I remember seeing like a Barbie movie when I was little, and Barbie would like have her shoes on and like lie in bed, and I was so shook. Like, how could you wear your shoes in bed? So yeah.
I think it's also the same in Vietnam. When you enter your house, you should take off your shoes and get a pair of slipper. The worker buy their own slipper, and when they get to the office, they would change to the slipper. And I think it can be more comfortable that way also. But I think it's like a funny image. Like you have full-on suit, on your upper half, and then you have a croc on the lower half.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting.
I agree, yeah.
Walking and crossing on a red light, even if there are absolutely no cars around. In Korea, just follow the traffic lights. When I lived in London, if I go to New York, I know everybody just jaywalks. If there are no cars around, everyone thinks it's fine that you just cross the road, whatever. But in Korea, really don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, like, when I was in, like, London just for traveling, and when I was, like, in other, like, in the States or, like, Western countries, I definitely saw, like, drivers putting pedestrians in priority, and they would, like, wait for you even though it was their turn to go. But that doesn't really happen in Korea. Like, yeah, I think it's just better for your safety to observe the rules. Yeah.
I just feel very dangerous. Even if I want to cross a red line, I was like, what if they crash me? Then if they crash me, it's still on me because technically I was in the wrong there. Do you know like the red line near near Sintonro? There's one red light that is like very like small. A lot of people cross that one because there are not many cars going around. Yeah, some people do break the rule. But I would advise, and I think the majority of people still follow the rule very strictly.
Often do you guys break the rules for crossing roads like on the
Oh, if everyone's crossing, I am crossing. If like there are people waiting, I'm just wait with them.
Yeah, I mean, like when you said that you saw like people jaywalk.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes.
Come to your table at the end of the meal. Even I had to get used to this again after I came back to Korea in 2020. In London, you have your meal and then the waitress, she will bring your bill and even the card machine to the table and then you pay and then you leave. But the problem with that is sometimes the waiter or the waitress, they could be waiting on everyone else and you might not be able to pay for like 20 minutes, half an hour. So in Korea, as soon as you're done with your meal, there's a counter that you go up to, you pay. Don't wait for the bill to come to you.
Don't expect the bill to come to you. Yeah, in Korea, so like you eat, you go to there's like a front desk where you pay the bills and you go out. Definitely I don't know how to say, but like service or like waitress culture is like very different. Because I think here we more try to save time. We don't wait for the waitresses.
I think in Vietnam, it's like the same. I would say that for the like street food vendor, it can even be more extreme. So I know that for those very crowded merchants, they will ask you to pay upfront, and then you have to get in a line, sort of like a school cafeteria, and then you get your food. That's it.
Talk about public transport because a lot of you guys, foreigners, use it when you travel to Seoul. So don't sit on the priority seats in the train. And those are, when you go in through the carriage doors, there are like 3 and 3 seats closest to the door, and those are strictly reserved for the elderly. So do not sit there. And then you have like the long row of seats. Those are for general public. And also pink seats are reserved for pregnant ladies. So don't sit there unless you're pregnant. Talking loudly or listening to music very loudly and just drawing attention to yourself on public transport is generally a no-no.
Definitely agree with it. So I think there's this one incident when I was going with my friend, and not that she intentionally break the rules, but she just didn't know it.
Like being quiet in the subway, train, or like in bus is like a social etiquette. From time to time, I would see people who would talk really loud on their phone or sometimes, but that is not seen very nicely. So yeah, it's definitely better and more considerate to stay quiet.
Yes, definitely not a rules like there wouldn't. Like I don't think people will like pull you out of the train if you was talking loudly, but they would definitely give you dirty looks.
Yeah, dirty looks.
The case that is inappropriate to show like chest cleavage in Korea, I would say, especially in regards to foreigners, because I think people are way more lenient with foreigners. They're not really gonna care so much, and it's because it's summer. Everyone in Korea kind of dresses in like short or revealing clothing as well, but you might get stared at. So if you feel uncomfortable with that, if you're wearing like a low-cut top, maybe bring like a cardigan or like a jacket to throw on for the train. But like in the summer on the streets, there are loads of people just wearing kind of what they want. And people were asking me, is it okay to show stomach? I think it's fine. There are loads of people wearing crop tops these days, but like I said, on public transport when a lot of elderly people are there as well, maybe just bring a light covering for the train.
I think I would like to ask though, because I heard that it is generally a bit more okay to show your lower half than to show your upper half. So like cleavage, not okay, but really short skirt.
Yeah, I'd say like if you wear shorts, it's more common to wear shorts than put on tops that are more revealing, if that makes sense. And yeah, I also always bring like a cardigan, not only just because like fashion and like skin revealing, but also because there's a lot of AC on in the train or like indoors, and it gets kind of cold even though it's summer, like indoors.
If you're handing something to someone, it's polite to give it with both hands instead of just going like this, and you also accept with both hands. So when you receive or giving things, just try to remember to do it with both. Probably most Koreans will find it like really charming if you do that because they won't really expect you to know, but they will find it charming if you do this. So that's my advice.
Using both hands. Yeah, it's definitely a norm to use both hands when you're giving something to someone or whether you're receiving it. Never thought it would be a big deal if you didn't really know the culture and you happen to give it with one hand. No one would be like, oh, I'm so offended, right? It's just like whether you know the norm or not.
Do you think it's charming to do it that way or just polite?
I mean, to try to understand what she said, like, one can see it as in a favorable way that they know about Korean or like Asian culture, right? But I don't think it's necessarily like a big deal. I don't think it's like a game changer kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I think in general, most of the things that she was saying is true. But I would say that most of them are not like hard set rules. It's just like social norm and etiquette.
I think these kind of videos would be helpful, but don't feel too bad for not, like for forgetting about these things because like I don't think like something terrible would happen to you for not knowing. I think it's just about whether you know about this culture or not, or like whether you blend in or not. So it's okay to make mistakes. It's just when you know it, it just helps you. Yeah. If you like the video, like,
Comment
and subscribe. Thank you.
Bye.
I feel like I didn't talk well.
Oh, that's alright. They will just edit things out.